to the Uncultured Roots. Damn, it's been so long. I almost forgot how to do this shit. Welcome to the Uncultured Roots podcast. It's your boy 17.
I bleep. It's your man HM Hersham Bawu. What up? What up?
It's your boy. It's your man G Fly. What up, though, my babies? I ain't forgot that part.
It's been a minute.
It's definitely been a minute.
It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you.
We back. We back.
There we go. As y'all can see, we in a different location.
Undisclosed location.
Under construction. Undisclosed. Under construction.
Right.
You know,
in process.
selling dope out the back.
Not really.
Not at all. This is not the place to do that.
FBI, y'all ain't hear nothing.
Yeah, because I don't live here, so they come right to your shit.
They gonna think a nigga Franklin Frank down here.
Oh, shit.
Franklin Saint down here.
Yeah, you know, we got to work in them boxes back there, you know.
We selling dope vibes.
Only
And,
only snow falling is on FX.
Shit. It's Michigan outside, too, you know.
I think my
Outside, too.
neighbors think I'm selling dope.
I was actually thinking about that when he said that.
Oh, man, it's good to be back, brothers, man. It's
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But definitely good to be back.
Yeah.
It's a lot's been going on.
Yeah, man. Y'all
All this shit's going on in here.
A lot been going on.
y'all ready to get drafted?
Huh?
I'm too old for that.
Yeah,
I aged out.
You know it's coming. You know?
Yeah,
I
whatever,
got
man. Hey,
bad
man.
knees.
Hey, hey, man. I'm not getting involved with this shit. That's them people's. I mind my own business.
Oh,
That's them people's business.
that's y'all shit.
Hey, man.
Oh,
I'm a
man.
volunteer myself. And when all this shit be going down over here, hey, man, I gotta watch. Man, y'all don't like to treat niggas well over here. You think I'm gonna join your army
There you go.
to fight for people who don't even like me?
You sound like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, right. The greatest.
The greatest.
Hey, you know, we got something in common. We the greatest. You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, man. How's life been treating everybody?
Man, it's just been trucking along, you know. Moved into a new crib.
You got a lot of new stuff going on.
Got
man.
engaged, you know.
Hey, hit the applause.
Hit the applause,
Hit
man.
the applause on that.
Yeah. Get a little something extra on top of that,
Man, I gotta say, man, when y'all, you know, put it up on Facebook, I was like, this motherfucker do all the time. We was sitting there and he didn't say nothing.
He did. And I thought about that too. I'm like, he knew what he was going to do. He ain't say shit. He ain't say, hey, you know, I'm thinking about proposing to her. Blah, 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 blah. He ain't say shit.
Yeah. But you
I
know,
thought y'all already expected it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, because of that phone call that day? Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
I expect it, but not right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
But man, I gotta tell y'all, man, I couldn't be more happy for you, man.
I appreciate
for both of
it,
y'all,
bro.
man. Like, man, I'm like, my girl could tell you, like, when I told her, she was like, man, I could tell you genuinely, really are happy about that. I'm like, I
That's what's up.
absolutely am, man. That's my dog, man.
Appreciate
I
it,
know. You know, I know he, you know, as a young man, we came from where we come from, man. We grown up, man.
Right.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just happy. I'm just happy about that shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people where we from don't make it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right, exactly.
I like to take a little credit from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm about to say.
You predicted my future and
I
shit.
did.
I got to take a little credit for that.
The day you,
And I'm not going to disclose why because it was just conversation me and him had. So
right.
I'm not going to get into that.
I'll just never forget the day when you showed me her picture and I'm like, oh yeah, I can see you being with her. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. You can have a daughter and y'all gonna be together.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went down. I'm like, yeah, I could see that happening for you.
You left the dog out.
Right.
I didn't see the dog.
You didn't see the
Yeah,
dog.
I didn't see the dog. You're right. I didn't see the dog.
You see $1 million? Nah. Ah, shit.
In my future, yeah. I gotta go back. I gotta go back to the cauldron. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I gotta,
No,
I can see it.
we do not do that here.
It's some money coming in. I see some money coming in our future. I can feel it. I can feel that money
Yes,
coming.
sir.
As y'all can tell, man, we happy to be back. We enjoy doing this, a lot. Like I was just joking before we got on. I didn't realize how much I missed this shit. Basically like itching to be back behind the mic. Like shit. Like, damn, I'm ready to talk some shit. Like, damn,
Yeah.
let's get this shit going.
Yeah.
But obviously there's there's a lot of serious stuff going on in the world right now with
Absolutely.
the war and everything, and so we're gonna start that off because that's obviously the biggest thing in the world right now. But before we go there, anybody else feeling a little pain at the pump?
Yeah, but before the pump, it was pretty much groceries and then, just to top it off.
Right,
Top it off.
Just the last punch, just let me get you a little more.
Let's get that gas up there.
While we at it,
Why we-
everything's going up.
Things been going too well too long.
We gonna make everything up in there.
Yeah.
So, like I was telling these brothers off mic, I got a new car a couple months ago, and it really wouldn't have made a difference because the car I got is not too different from the one I had. But I went to fill my tank up because I seen how, for the longest time, I was paying like $3.39, $3.49 for gas. Yeah. Which is when they've conditioned us to get used to that. That is still too fucking much to be paying for gas.
I can never get conditioned to do that. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I remember the 90s and them bitches were like $1 something. Right.
Since I've been alive, the lowest I've seen gas, I think the lowest I've ever seen it was maybe like $1.25
or something. Yeah.
Like that's the lowest I've ever seen it.
Yeah,
since I've been alive, like because you hear your older folks, it was 65 cents. Yeah, when they raised it to 65 cents, we were what the hell? It's like we would kill to pay $1.
Our ass is getting away with it, right?
It was getting away with murder.
They was on Route 66 with it. They drive everywhere.
Anywhere. It was a gas wasn't shit. So and now it's just out of control. But I was paying $3.39, $3.49 for the longest time. And right before I knew that shit was gonna pop off, I'm like, let me hurry up and get some gas.
Like everybody thought.
Right.
Yeah.
So I filled it up, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I swear, the very next day, that shit jumped from $3.39, $3.49 to $4.29, $4.39.
Yep.
I mean, almost like
It was
overnight.
Yeah, it was overnight.
I was lucky
You filled up before?
because I had a little over half a tank when it was like 3 something.
Mm-hmm.
Way like before the shit blew up. But so when that shit started blowing up, I was like, okay, I can ride off this 340 for a little bit. And then the other day it was like, oh, time's up, nigga.
Yeah.
$4.
That's exactly what I had to do. And so when I went to fill up my car, I only let it get down to 3/4 of a tank. Yeah. Usually for me, it's a rule. I don't let my car go below half a tank.
Right. Especially in this cold ass Michigan.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I do it for apocalyptic reasons. But I mean,
so you can get the fuck out of Dodge.
I can get the fuck out of Dodge just in case. At least I got a half tank. I'm gonna get as far as I can go with this half tank.
And usually in Michigan, since it's so cold, the thing is you gotta have that half a tank or more because it's cold.
Yeah.
And you don't want any engine troubles and shit.
Or the gas line to freeze too. Yeah. You're right about that. So I went to fill up. Now, mind you, I got 3/4 of a tank. I'm just like, okay, so I'm finna pay this new price. I don't want to pay the new price at half because I'm like, I'm gonna be very angry walking away after putting gas in the car. So I'm like, okay, I'm filling it up. You know how much the shit took? $27. That's a quarter of a tank of gas in my car.
Oh damn.
So when I went and did the math, I said, wait a minute, if I'm on E, how much would it take to fill me? It's over $100 to fill up my fucking tank. I don't have a truck.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of there.
I just like this shit is ridiculous.
Yeah,
This shit is getting out of hand.
I know. I put $40 in it. And that shit ain't go hardly nowhere. I was like, what the fuck?
40 like 20 now.
Yeah, 40's the new 20.
40's the new 20. Oh man.
I don't think it's gonna stop no time soon. What about
In Cali.
Gas
Cali? Though they
Hey man, gas
they
prices.
look at our prices, and be like, shit.
Hey man,
Y'all better shut the fuck up.
We want your prices.
hey man. Since gas prices high as hell, man, ballers that like to pay for the cooch, $40 ain't cutting it no more. Player.
That 40 ball ain't gonna work.
That 40 ain't gonna work.
You ain't gonna get it to
Them
the
bros
quarter.
gonna want they Monties.
Oh man, 40 ball ain't where it's at no more. They gotta raise their prices like
man.
everybody else.
Yeah, inflation.
Hey man, the chick, hey man, any chick that you dealing with, she got her coochie
The pussy inflated too.
her coochie management done went way up now because guess what, that $40 ain't cutting it. You might have to pay a light bill, my nigga. You might just have to pay a light bill, dog.
Pussy inflation.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Pussy ain't cheap, nigga.
it was some chicks getting by with $40, dog.
Oh man.
Hey, man, you know they're gonna be asking for the hundo.
Oh yeah. Can't even be mad at this point.
Hey,
Future, like, remember the good old days when you just give him a 40 ball?
I used to get stuff for $40.
Jesus Christ. Oh man. I mean, but like you say, the gas prices are extremely higher in Cali.
Oh yeah, they like 6+.
Yeah, so it's like you can't imagine
I'm walking
exactly, and that's how I feel.
or getting on a bike.
Yeah.
So
Might have to ask Fred Flintstone for his ride.
Give me that yabba dabba.
I seen that. I seen somebody posted a picture of that shit. Somebody posted a picture of a real life replica of it. It's like, hey, I'm taking this motherfucker.
That's why I said that. I saw that shit too. I was like, yeah, that sound about right.
Yeah.
Give me the Yabba Dabba Doo 2000.
Man, damn, dog.
That 2022 yabba dabba do.
2022 yabba dabba do. Okay.
That bitch ain't gonna have no mileage gauge on it.
Yeah, you right. Ain't gonna need one.
Don't put them on your feet.
Dog, this shit is insane. I mean, how much? Okay, how much do you think? And this is a real question. Like, how much do you think gas got to get before people around this motherfucker like really start tripping? Like, really, like,
Here.
you know what? Fuck work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We ain't budging until you, because I want to hear y'all question, and then we gonna get into why it's really like that. I mean, I'm not question. I want to hear y'all answer, but I'm like, we gonna really get into why the gas prices are really rising. It's not what y'all think.
No, I know exactly why.
You know, yeah.
I think the price, I mean, for here, like if we start to get how it is in Cali, I think that's when people start to be like, nah, fuck that.
So
$6 plus.
Yeah.
So
They gonna act up like a motherfucker.
So okay.
Start stealing gas and shit.
but they ain't gonna let it get that high. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Because they trying to get people back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if that shit high
That's
as
gonna
fuck like
counteract,
that,
what they
niggas is gonna push back on that going to work.
No, you're not lying about that, because I work a pretty good distance away from my job. You know, I'm like about 30 miles away from my job at, there 30 miles back. So I'm doing 60 plus miles a day, just work. You know what I'm saying? So I already brought it to my management's attention. I'm like, look, man, I know y'all just gave us a raise and shit, but that shit is gone now. You know what I'm saying? I'm right back where I was because I have to spend so much fucking money in gas. Yeah. And it don't help with the kind of car I drive. I should have. That's my fault. I should have invested in a more economical car. But you know what I'm saying? I got what I got. And like I can't change that now. But I'm just like, so I made them aware. Like, I don't stay around the block. Yeah. You got motherfuckers around here that can walk to work. Niggas that stay 5 minutes away. That ain't me. Yeah. It take me. It's a journey to get to work. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, I asked that question out of personal, because I'm thinking of my own situation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you guys don't think it's you don't think it's gonna make it past $5?
I never.
If they don't want no problems, it ain't.
There you go. I agree.
People working remote. That's their whole thing. I ain't got to put a whole lot of gas in my car. Yeah. So now, with Biden talk about, y'all got to get your ass back to work. No more remote. Y'all can go back to work. Of course, he's doing that because he is on the side of these corporations who is really all about real estate. Mm-hmm. So they like, hey man, can you get them back in here? But with these prices like this, motherfuckers gonna like, what work? What job?
and that also contributes. That also plays into how much they downplaying COVID now. Mm-hmm. We talked about how they lifting the mask mandates and everything else. Yeah. Like, so they're trying to get people. They trying to get people to tune it out of their mind, which. I'm not saying COVID wasn't a big deal. It was a big deal, but it's no different from other shit that's been killing us. Yeah, that's the biggest problem I had with it. You guys making it seem like this is some new big super virus. We have shit out here that's already been killing us that we don't have cures for. Mm-hmm. How is this any different? Right. Oh, well, it's more contagious. We have stuff out here that's contagious that's killing people. We can't. We've given up trying to find a cure for it because we just kind of like, well, we gotta have to live with it. And like, that's the conclusion I came to within the first 2 months of this COVID shit. And I'm like, bro, we never gonna get rid of this shit. Yeah, you can try to protect and try to do like, bro, you just gonna have to accept the fact. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't going nowhere.
But then
all that really happens with things like this is our bodies adapt. Mm-hmm. And then it becomes everybody gets sick to the point where it don't affect you as much.
Yeah.
So then, I'm sure the common cold was like this.
Yeah.
When it first started happening.
Yeah. And then the flu.
Evolution over time. Yeah. You right about that.
Your body learns it. You know what I'm saying? Learns how to deal with it.
And see the pushback. And the reason I never said that publicly, I can say it now because we've been through this. The reason I never said it publicly is because, well, what if somebody gets COVID? Well, I've known quite a few people that caught COVID. Yeah, you know what I mean? I know somebody that almost died from it. Literally almost died from it.
I know
people.
I know three people that died from it.
So that's what I mean. Like, okay, but how is this any different from, you know what I'm saying, the people over there on the African continent been dealing with malaria for forever. Mm-hmm. You ain't getting rid of that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. They had to learn how to adapt and just, okay, don't do this. Try to avoid that. And how is this any different?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right here because my conspiracy theory.
Oh yeah,
ain't gonna take me somewhere else.
But to get back to like the gas prices and things, like we all agree that the shit is getting out of hand. But the real reason why the gas is going up, it's a supply and demand thing. Mm-hmm. The oil producers themselves have strategically reduced oil production.
Yeah.
They caused this crisis. It's not the war in Ukraine. America only gets 6 to 7% of its oil from Russia. Well, we don't get any of it now since he banned the shit.
Right.
But I'm thinking, okay, so because oil is a globally traded commodity, mm-hmm. and it doesn't matter what we do here in the U.S. It doesn't matter if we drill our own oil. Republicans now are trying to argue for that bullshit Keystone pipeline, which I'm completely against because that pipeline runs over Native American land, and they have been very vocal about not wanting that pipeline.
Yeah.
And I think this country's done enough fucking over the natives. Like, leave them alone.
So you gonna
fucking over nature, period.
Natives, nature.
So they gave them land, and now they trying to
Yeah.
go back and renege.
Oh, well,
go back
they didn't
to
give
it.
them shit.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
give
they
them
gave
shit.
them their own land.
They minimized what was already theirs.
Yeah,
Reduced them to that
Yeah,
land.
unfortunately,
Right.
that's the fucked up part about it. And if you ask most indigenous people, they'll tell you. I mean, it's been passed down from generations from them, and they'll tell you, they don't trust the United States government because the government's broken treaties with them. They've broken treaties. So I understand why they don't trust the government. I mean, fuck, I'm black and I don't trust the government. Mm-hmm. So I mean, but again, it's not because of the war. It's not because of Putin. Putin didn't raise the gas prices, and I have to stress, Joe fucking Biden didn't raise the gas prices either. And trust me, I'm not here to defend this guy, but I mean, you got to call it for what it is. He didn't raise the fucking prices.
They don't control it.
So all you fucking idiots out there, well, this would have never happened if Trump was in office. Shut the fuck up. It wouldn't have made a difference who the fuck was in office.
That's surface level thinking.
Thank you.
Saying some shit like that, and it doesn't help when the media is talking about this shit like it's going hand to hand. And that's not really what's going on. The gas industry seeing what was happening with everything else and decided to do the same thing. Yep. Everybody's getting money by raising, so we are too.
Yep. That's all it is.
We not running out of shit. We got reserves.
Yep. Like I know here, it's a big push for the electric cars.
And that's another thing.
That's
why they pushing it up. Because
so
they trying to push people to do. It could be possible they pushing us to do electric cars.
Because GM, all of them were pushing electric cars. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm for it if you got the right infrastructure in place for me to charge it.
You gotta have it.
And depending on the mileage that we get per charge.
Yeah.
So, but all it is, they've had this technology available for fucking decades.
Yeah.
This shit has been perfected and everything. They got it to where cars can pretty much run off damn near anything.
And ain't that a big part of the infrastructure bill that did they pass it or not?
The infrastructure?
Yeah.
I think they did pass some form of the infrastructure. I know they didn't do the whole Build Back Better plan. That died, but
I'm wondering if the charging stations and all that is included.
You would hope, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Knowing if we trying to think about the future, like, did you guys? And this is off topic. Did you guys realize that they finally passed the no lynching bill this week?
Oh yeah, I think I saw you posted that.
Yeah. They finally passed the bill to ban lynching and make it a federal hate crime after 100 fucking years of trying. Now, and I said this online this week, arguing with people on Facebook, and I made the statement, and a lot of people hated me for it, but a lot of black people agree with me. Something's wrong with the country when you have to try to legislate your way out of racism. We can't come together as a country and just know that it's wrong to do. You have to make laws.
Put laws in to say this is wrong.
This is not right. You shouldn't do this.
You shouldn't hang people from trees until they die.
My God. We really have to legislate this shit? That's why I say that's why I always called America a dumb country. I've always called it a dumb country compared to I'm comparing them to Western democracies. You got to compare what it is. You wouldn't compare it to, something that is not comparable to. But no, it's dumb compared to the rest of them. Yeah. All countries have their problems, but like most countries have better ways of dealing with their racism. And it exists in other countries. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But they deal with it a lot better than they do here.
But I could see why they did it like that, because their whole thing with dealing with us has been through laws from the very beginning. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's against the law for slaves to read.
Yeah,
it's against the law for them to go certain places, be at certain places at a certain time. Is against the law for them to be able to eat at the same place white people eat. Like, all of that shit was laws.
Yeah.
And so they've been dealing with us in that fashion. So it don't strike me any different when they say, okay, we're going to make a law for them to not lynch. Y'all been doing this shit.
Yeah. That, but see, to add to your point, that's also why I understand the pushback that some black people have when they confront it. You know, when they either having these conversations with other people, and people say, "Well, it's the law. You should have followed the law." You know, they put the law up there like it's just the supreme thing. And then when a black person uniquely points out, well, slavery used to be legal. And when you bring up that fact, then the only defense that they have is, well, that was long ago. No, but the point is, if we're going by law basis, you know, everything is law. If law is the supreme,
law is not always correct.
Law is not always correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Just because it's wrote down, just because it's legislated, doesn't mean that it's good.
Right.
I mean, fuck. They have laws on the books, and y'all can go look this up. They have laws on the books to where certain corporations can't be sued. How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, man.
A lot of shit in the pharmaceutical industry. Come on, lobbying is bribing.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's how that happened.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I hate when people like, oh man, but that was a long time ago. Listen, man, that shit that happened a long time ago is the reason why things are affected the way it is today.
Exactly. And
that's why we can't forget that shit.
Exactly.
Bingo. Like the Jews, never forget.
History repeats.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And while we on the subject, I got to do a shameless plug. I have an episode of my show coming out this week titled Government.
Ain't no shameless plug, man.
Nah, it's shameless because this is the priority. I've always said publicly, this Uncultured Roots is the priority.
Hey, man, on here, man, we plug everything that we got going on.
Everything's for sale.
I respect that. On my show, when I speak, you can look it up. It's available anywhere you get podcasts. I have an episode, my 11th episode I got coming out Monday. It drops Monday. Is entitled Government. It's about 50 minutes long, and I did a lot of research. I went into a long, drawn-out process about explaining and breaking down certain forms of government and how government operates. Now, that one is going to probably be like a 3-part series, a 3-part episode, because I did the first one, which was more about capitalism, which is the one we know because we grew up in this shit. Yeah. But on the other ones, I'm going to, dive into socialism and fascism and all these other things that people try to demonize, because a lot of people don't understand. They hear the word socialism and they just demonize it without even knowing what the fuck it is. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right. So that's why I'm like, I'm really doing it I try to keep it entertaining, but it's more of an educational thing for people who don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, look, man. So I had to plug that. That drops Monday. Give it a listen if you feel like it. If not,
check that out.
Fuck it. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But check this out, though. This is the main thing. I always say that.
Check them all out.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all being humble, but I really want this shit to take off.
No, check all of this shit. Check out all of this shit.
So, but I know we got off topic, and we're gonna get off topic again because
that's what we do.
We veer off the road.
Y'all hear about what happened to Kim Kardashian this week? She got in trouble.
Got in trouble for it.
She got in trouble because she made this little video, and what it was is she was talking about working women. She was trying to talk to working women, and in so many words, I'm paraphrasing.
I already know this is going bad.
She was basically like, "You got to work. You can't be lazy. You got, and it's like people were jumping her ass because it's like, wait a minute. You got women out here that work 2-3 jobs. You got women that's single mothers. You got women who, they taking care of their kids. They running their household. They working on these jobs. What the fuck you mean work hard? What the fuck do you think I'm doing?"
She got a PR person, right?
Yes.
They should have known that ain't her brand.
Yeah.
And see, that's what people were attacking her for. Like, bitch, you coming from a place of privilege.
Exactly.
Your people had money.
Always.
Your definition of working hard is not the same.
I think, okay, people of privilege, y'all need to understand this. When you talking to people that's less fortunate, you can't come at them like that. Because the only thing that people that's less fortunate is going to want to hear from you is how to get there, and not talking down on them.
Right.
Like, oh, you got to work. You got to do this. Listen, man, we want to know how to get the money.
Yeah.
What you like? Show us step for step for how we can figure out how to do it. A lot of us do not mind working.
Yeah.
But what we not going to do is work for somebody and get taken advantage of.
Yes.
Giving all our hours for pennies and shit. And she knows that.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's been up there with money and she knows how it really works. You don't sometimes get money, you don't get money working hard. You get money working smart.
Yeah.
Boom.
So you can, man, I know people who work hard all their life. My mama won. I don't know nobody work harder than her. She should be a billionaire the way she worked. So you can't sit there and tell people you gotta work hard. People do that all the time and don't get them nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They gotta know connections. They gotta know how to make certain moves. They gotta
People
know
got
the
different
timing.
situations. Yeah.
Yeah. So her PR person should have been on her and telling her, yeah, you might want to stay away from this one. Don't do this one.
Yeah, you might want to not mention that. You might want to shut the
Let,
fuck up.
Stay in your lane.
let somebody else do that.
Yeah.
You stay over here and be quiet. Sell your stuff. You know, Kanye put you in a certain spot now. I gotta say that because people forget, man. She wasn't in certain circles
Right.
before Kanye came.
Yeah.
And I'm not, you know what I mean. I'm not on his side for shit he be doing. He doing some fuck shit right now.
Yeah.
But her PR person should have told her, "You off brand. Don't do that."
Definitely off brand. So I mean, like, she was catching hell from women. So I feel
sure.
like
Yes,
yeah. That's why I feel like okay. I feel like it's appropriate to bring this up because it don't sound like we are female bashing. She brought this on herself.
Right.
All of us, we're working class folks. No matter what whether you're blue collar, white collar,
Right.
like I think me and Fly are blue collar. You white collar. Doesn't matter. We all out here working, struggling, trying to make it. We all trying to make ends meet. We all got families to take care of. What have we? None of us are sitting on $1 million, $1 billion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is an area where blue collar and white collar workers are united because here you are being preached to by a multimillionaire, billionaire,
Exactly.
to try to tell you what her so-called definition of hard work is.
Yeah.
But if you was being real with yourself, you didn't work that hard
You
to
didn't
get to
work
what
hard
you got.
enough.
You didn't work that hard.
Work harder. You can be where she is.
Well, I say that I'm sure she worked hard, but not. It was a little bit more easier for her.
Yeah.
Because she got a certain type of connections, and that's why I'm trying to say, like, man,
Yeah.
It's not working hard alone does not get it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
Well, I'm saying from the standpoint of, I know what I'm willing to bet my last dollar. I know she ain't work as hard as your mom. I know she ain't work as hard as my grandma.
Right.
I know she ain't work as hard as your mom.
Right.
Like I'm not trying, and that's not to take away from your point.
No, I got
I'm
what you're saying. I got what you're saying.
Because my definition of working hard is I've seen black women bust their ass and come home dirt tired and still able to put it together mentally to do what needed to be done at the crib.
Because I tell you what, when she's saying that, I'm thinking about so many women, even more so black women, who already work hard. And it's like, who are you talking to? Who can you be talking to?
That's not the message. That's not the
And that's
message.
why I said her PR
Y'all said
should have
it.
told her.
Y'all said it. That's not the message for her. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. That's it. I just had to bring that up. That's completely off topic from what we wrote.
And if she trying to, make things better and help people, then you should have did it another way. You know what I'm saying? Like, instead of going, you gotta work. Like you not that coming from you. The way you saying it is like a turnoff.
Yeah.
You gotta sit down and say, I'm gonna give a master class on how you can, put clothes together or whatever.
You know what? That's dope. That's a good idea. And I think from a PR standpoint, that would have been more acceptable to do. Let me put together this
instead of
master
talking
class
down. Yeah.
because that's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah,
You just talking down.
She's more of a person who needs to just put stuff in action and not
Right.
tell people.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because at that point, with the amount of money and the amount of influence you have, it's easy for you at this point to be able to just put a game plan together and just shove it out there. And everybody going to eat it. Yeah. That's it. You said it. You said it. The machine.
Yep.
The fucking machine. And that's it. Because if we had a fucking machine behind us.
Any idea she have or anything she want to do, she got backing and, the whole works to, make it happen.
Just literally pulling shit out of your ass. Oh, that's just wrong with that.
Yeah,
And I guarantee you're going to get at least 2 or 3 million people to fuck with it.
I want to put Cheetah around the collar. It's going to be good this season. Like
Exactly.
And I have to say this. She has just as much, probably more. She's like the modern day Oprah in terms of her influence. I'm saying, you know how Oprah, she had everybody following her, book club, all that, all them white women and shit was behind her. White women, black women, it didn't matter what fucking color you were. She had an army behind her when she was, she scaled back now.
I say it's powerful, but I wouldn't say it's like Oprah though.
Okay, maybe I went a little too far with that.
Yeah.
But I know she does have a lot of influence.
Yeah, she does.
You know what I'm saying?
She does.
And I just feel like when you have that much of a presence, when you have that much of an influence on society, you really have to, you know what I'm saying? You really have to. Okay, y'all know me, I fly off the handle sometimes. Mm-hmm. But if I'm in that position, I'm gonna have nothing but PR people around me because we gonna have a daily meeting.
What the fuck?
Actually, we're gonna have about 3 meetings in a day. Hey man, this is what I really want to say. No,
you gonna need
no,
to clean
that
up. Not exactly clean it up, but you're gonna need a PR person to try to decipher it in a way
that's what I mean.
Palatable.
That's what I mean. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I say, I'm gonna have plenty of shit to talk, but I'm like, all right. This is what I want to say in the meeting.
And
so how can I say
y'all it? Need to phrase it in a way that I can get away with it.
Acceptable to the public.
Because I'm like, and I would do that just because that's just smart business.
Yeah.
If I got this much pull, if I got this much of a power grab on shit, I'm not trying to blow that. I'm not going to sit up here and make idiotic statements because let's be honest. I mean, none of us are rich, but when you get so much power like that, when you have so much money, you become isolated. So you're not around the everyday working Joe because at that point you can't be because it's not safe.
Yeah.
But you become encapsulated in your little fortress of solitude. Yeah. So you get detached from what's really going on in reality because your reality is not their reality.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why she said that because in her mindset, all she sees is luxury and wealth, and you don't see the struggle no more. The only struggle you really see is the shit you're going through with your ex-husband.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, let's just call it, I'm not going to say she doesn't have other problems, but I'm saying you don't have problems like we have problems. Right. Just like we don't have rich people problems.
Everybody got problems. It's just different.
Exactly.
And especially when you're on different levels, it's different problems.
So she brought herself down to a level where she shouldn't be at. Trying to comment on people working hard when, don't get me wrong, you have a segment of the population, and I count myself among them. Mm-hmm. You have a segment of the population who don't want to work. And I openly say I don't want to fucking work. Yeah, I say it all the fucking time.
And it goes back to what I said. You can sit there and tell people to work hard, but, people don't want to work now because now we done understood, we done seen what's behind the curtain, Wizard of Oz type of thing. You know what I'm saying? We seeing what's really behind the curtain. How we working and we for all the hours that we putting into trying to make this bottom line for this company, and they making triple, quadruple the money, and you know what I mean?
We get the scraps.
We get the scraps, and we in a bad position, especially like if you in a state like Michigan, it's at will state, they can get rid of you whenever.
Yeah.
And, with this pandemic, they had this thing where, hey, you need to get vaccinated or
Exactly.
Get fired.
or you get fired.
Which is bullshit.
Which you can get vaccinated and still get fired
Right.
Exactly.
because it's at a will state. They can let you
Yeah.
go for whatever reason they want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we understand, we starting to wake up and understand that, time is very important.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
lose this, it's gone. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You can make money anywhere.
Yep.
You trading your life, your life for paper.
Yeah, we trading for money, and money ain't even real.
Money ain't even nothing. It's you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And shit, the U.S. economy about to take a hit because Visa and MasterCard and all them stop fucking with Russia because everybody's trying to sanction them shits,
Yeah.
sanction them out of oblivion. Well,
Right.
you know what happened? I read this morning. I don't know how true this is, but I'm thinking it is. It looked like it came from a pretty reputable source. China and India have pulled together, and they're gonna supply Russia with their version of the credit card services. That's over 3 billion people with
That's
those
smart.
3 countries combined.
But that's smart business for them.
Which means, because I've seen people who's talking about it like, oh shit, they getting away from the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've already been wanting that because this bitch been tanking ever since they took it all the ghosts. And they want they all the money that they invested into the dollar, they want their shit back.
Yep.
So, I think them even going over there and doing that was a good business move for them because that leaves a gap of money they could be making.
Yep.
And let's go over here and get some of this Russian money. Like,
but the problem I think that they're gonna still have is like dealing with the central banks of the world and all of that. Like, it's gonna be really hard because regardless of the shit that they're trying to pull, you still need to trade with other countries because even those 3 countries, China, Russia, and India, they don't have enough resources to be able to stay within their little because you still have to get shit from other. That's why that's the only thing that's giving the United States such a big leg up is because we had a global strategic plan. Hey, we gonna pull from here, there. So that's why we don't make shit over here no more. We get shit from everywhere else, which is a national security risk when you think about it. But if you're looking at it from an economic standpoint, staying in good favor with the world, which they did because they took a vote. I don't think last week you see in the United Nations where you had a bunch of countries abstained. They didn't vote against Russia, but they didn't vote with the United States. I think it was like 143 countries, I think, that voted with the United States to condemn Russia for the shit they're doing. But China, India, they were smart. They abstained, which means, no, we not going to support Russia. We ain't gonna vote against them either.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so that was a big signal. Like all the other countries, and there was a bunch of African countries that abstained, and people were kind of upset about that. And I said, I'm not upset. If I'm one of them African countries, I wouldn't trust the United States either.
Why would you?
So because the United States have done those countries dirty as well. Have done a bunch of dirt in their countries, snatching up their resources, giving them bad deals. You know what I'm saying? Corrupting their politicians and fucking over their people. So I understand why they abstain. Like, we ain't taking nobody's side on this shit because ain't nobody got our back. Russia ain't got our back. U.S. ain't got our back.
I respect it.
That's why I was
respect it.
That's why I was challenging them people who trying to be mad about it.
It's like what I said when we first started. When we first just started this episode, and you was like, "You ready for the draft?" I'm like, "Hey man, that's no people business."
Exactly.
That's probably how they feel. Hey man, that's y'all business.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't involved with that.
Yeah, and that's what that shit always came to my mind too. Like, y'all want to talk about World War III because I know we wrote that up there.
Yeah.
World War III. You know how many countries are gonna stay out of this shit? They're like, wait a minute.
Okay, I'm glad
You know
brought
what?
that up.
It's a lot of countries that's gonna stay out of it, and they know, you know what I'm saying, a lot of shit gonna get fucked up.
Yeah.
And at the end, they gonna be in a better position because of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because, Right when this shit start cracking off, I go on Twitter and everybody was World War III. Y'all shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is not World War III.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't seen no World War. Like, you ain't seen it. Like, this ain't nothing, dude. Like, this is really just a dispute between those two.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, because of the NATO thing, it kind of includes everybody else from that standpoint.
Yeah.
But from what's really going on, it's between two countries having issues. That's it.
Yeah.
This ain't no World War III.
Yeah.
Listen, man, if it was World War III, all this gas price in the economy, y'all think this is fucked up?
Yeah.
If it was a World War III, this shit would really
Everything would be
fucked up.
shut down. Niggas wouldn't be going to work
Hey,
at this
man,
point.
Hey, man, y'all better look at the
Be
research the
going to
Great
work
Depression.
Going to work to build tanks and shit.
Yeah. And
They need to learn about the Great Depression.
they do. And that's, I'm so glad you brought that up, because I did a lot of research on that, like right after we graduated high school. So this had to be 05, 06. I was doing a lot of reading about the Great Depression and learned a lot about it. And, the mistakes that they made, and then the things that they did in terms of trying to regenerate the economy. But, yeah, in terms of a world war, when you think of the world is more than just the United States. The world is more than just Russia. The world is more than just China. Like, people don't even know that. It's like, they don't even know how many countries there are in the world. I mean, I don't have an accurate count, but I know it's like 180, 190, somewhere around there. I could be wrong. But I know it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking countries that don't get talked about, because of, the media do whatever it does. But this ain't no world war. If it was, you wouldn't even have, you know what I'm saying? In other words, times would be so much worse than what they are. Okay, now, and the thing that I thought about, looking at Ukraine, and then I try to be empathetic. You know what I'm saying? I said some things about that on my previous episode I just released this week in my show, but I ain't gonna go there. I'm gonna leave that shit over there and give y'all some new shit. But I often think about what it would be like to be invaded by Canada and Mexico simultaneously, because we have nobody to the east and west of us.
Right.
How quickly would you see racism disappear?
Pretty quick.
And I'm gonna tell you an example. 9/11. That shit hit. Oh, forget about black people being a issue, a problem. We gotta all
We
band
all
together.
gotta band together.
Except for the guy with the turban.
Yeah, right.
He became the new
And
nigga.
he became the target because the fear factor of it all created that thing where it's like, is it one of them?
Right.
For white folks.
Which was bullshit, but yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just assume everybody. But see, that goes into what everybody's problem is. Every race has this problem. White people see a black person, they automatically assume we thugging, we got guns, we selling dope. The stereotype. White people see Arabic people. Oh shit, they're terrorists.
Osama, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And black people, we had that problem too. Because if you look at a white person with a trench coat on, oh shit, wait a minute.
And he look like about to bomb something, shoot some shit up. Go the other way.
Oh shit, oh hold up. Hey, watch that nigga over there. Nigga. Watch him.
Yeah, baby, I don't know, man. White folks be doing it more than anybody else. Because they did that to the Japanese when they came over here, and they put them in camps over here.
Yes,
you know what I'm
here
saying?
in America.
See, we don't talk
People don't
about
know,
this.
Yeah, people don't know their history.
We don't talk about this. I was paying attention in history class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They used to do that to the Japanese and put them in camps.
During World War II, internment camps. American citizens. They were American citizens.
Japanese Americans in camps.
Yep. I mean, they do that to everybody who comes in. You know what I mean? They did it to Italian, Irish people.
Yep.
They was on the same level as us at one point.
Oh yeah,
They was in the ghettos too.
Yeah, people don't know that.
Hey man, y'all better stop looking at this shit they be showing y'all and reading these books before they take these books away from y'all.
They're already trying to do
That's
that.
as far as I'm gonna go though. Do your research. That's all I got to say. Do your research. Learn, man. Question about why shit is the way it is.
Right.
And once you do that, all the answers come. All of them, I promise you.
Brother Fly's telling the truth here.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he always does. We always do. Yeah. But I'm saying history is like, we talk about this in my house. Like, I suck at math. Like, I'm terrible at math. My children.
I just like counting money. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Like, my wife and my two sons, they're killing me in the math department. So when my sons come home with math homework, I'm like,
oh, shit, they balance in the checkbook.
Ask your mama. Don't even. I'm not even about to even attempt because it's going to be a failure. So I just know my limitations.
Right.
But like history, like economics, that's my area of expertise.
Yeah.
And like, I love history. I fucking love it because an old head told me when I was young, that old adage, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Something like that. History repeats itself. Right. And I'm thinking, I don't want to fall victim to the same shit y'all fell victim to. You know what I'm saying? Let me learn about this shit. And so the more I go back, the more I learn, the more interested I get in relearning the things that already happened. And I see the parallels to this day when I can see history repeating itself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? People want to say, oh, the racism is down. No, it's not. The motherfuckers just joined the Republican Party. I mean, I'm just call it what it is.
Just evolved.
And another adage is if you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But and that is why I have a lot of optimism. Because why everybody is looking at shit like, oh, it's over. It's like, nah, not really. It's gonna fix itself. Shit gonna fix itself, man. Yeah. It's just everything is out of whack. I like to say that the universe is kind of out of whack right now, and it's gonna fix itself. Mm-hmm. It always does, man. So,
I mean, yeah.
So, your predictions for this issue in Ukraine?
My prediction?
Yeah.
Well,
let's go into why is it even happening in the first place.
Oh, okay.
So Ukraine used to be a part of
Soviet Union.
Soviet Union.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Then the Soviet Union
collapsed. And they became but even if you go back further than that, Ukraine was an independent nation years and years and years ago.
Before that.
Yeah. And so when the Soviet Union come along, they either get annexed or, just decided to willfully join. But I'm saying this isn't their first time. People saying, well, they've been independent for 30, 40 years. They were independent before that, before they were part of the Soviet Union. So that's what I'm saying. Like, America used to be an independent. It wasn't America, North America. It was a tribal land.
Right.
Or the white people came over here and slaughtered these people. So, the further you go back, the more you'll start to see. But what's happening now is history repeating itself. There have always been wars in Europe. The only reason we've maintained peace for these 70 plus fucking years is because the threat of the atomic bomb, the nuclear weapon. That is the only reason we have peace.
Yeah.
That's it. Because they see how much destruction that it can cause. Yeah. And the threat of those weapons is enough to deter anybody from doing shit.
Taking it there, yeah.
Because they know, but I'm saying, like, this is what kills me. And this is going to come off as racist, but believe me, it's not. Europeans always want to call themselves civilized. But y'all have done so much war throughout your fucking history. Civilized people don't do that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to sit up there and say, oh, well, there haven't been wars on the African continent. Yeah, there have.
Yeah, absolutely.
But not to the extent and not as brutal as they were in Europe. Like, seriously. Now, all war is brutal. But I'm saying to the extent with the amount of ferocity, the amount of aggression that they had towards each other, to people who look like you. Like, that's insane. And it's a parallel to the problem that we have here in America, to how black people view each other as the enemy, because that's what we were brainwashed. I'm not trying to get off on that, but I'm just saying you know, about like, and I talked about this in my last episode on my show about the racism that's going on in the media, how they covering it. You know, all these white journalists now, they feel connected because those people are white. You give a fuck about those refugees, but you didn't give a fuck about the Syrian refugees. You didn't give a fuck about the people from them African nations when they were fleeing war.
These Mexicans.
Yeah,
Exactly. You don't give a fuck about the people from South America that's fleeing Guatemala and trying to get away from the cartels and all of that shit. You don't give a fuck about them. We need to protect the southern border. We need to get the fuck out of here. And people just trying to get away from hell.
Yeah, man. Shoot, look what they doing with the ones here. You know what I mean? They had these kids in cages like they some
separated
animals.
from their parents. You know, why would you take a kid from his parents and put him in a cage
with no intention of giving them back?
Exactly. Like, what kind of shit is that?
So that's why, you know, it's for you to be an American, you should badmouth America a lot. Yeah, because I can criticize this nation.
Yes. What are we talking about? Listen, man. Just because you stay there, don't mean you just gonna be talking good about this. This shit need a lot of fixing.
Yes.
Stop doing bad shit. You won't have nothing to talk about,
brother. It's that simple.
This shit need fixing. That's point. That's just period, man. This shit need fixing.
No, but they'll call us un-American for that.
Man, I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. You know what the fuck is American? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is it? It's American. American to me, in my opinion, is two different things. Is what y'all forefathers say it is.
Yeah.
And then it's what y'all like to put out to the world what it is, but it's not.
Oh, the illusion. Yes.
I said this plenty of times
Yes.
on this show. America got good PR.
It does.
Very good.
Some of the best in the world.
Because it'll make you think, if you not from here and you don't, do the research and stuff, it'll make you think that, they got their shit together, all together. And that's not the case.
You want to know what's kind of changing that tide now, though? Social media and the internet. Because everybody's recording things on camera. You can't control all the images coming out of our country. And because...
And there's a lot of people that's not around here, like, America.
And I see a lot of that. I see a lot of that now. Where a lot of people talk shit about America now, like, why the fuck would I come there? All y'all armed to the teeth. It ain't safe.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't have guns like that in those other countries that I talked about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like that there.
Every other day, y'all shooting each other up for
And
no reason.
And they're not lying. And they're not lying.
And the government getting over on their own people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, man, I'm not sitting here trying to, like, just egg on America like all day long. Look, man, it's some good shit about America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, hey, man, what the fuck are we doing? Are we gonna do like y'all say that? Are we gonna be what we've been saying this shit is, or we ain't?
Well, that's the thing. They're not living up to it.
Yeah.
You can preach this shit, but you all talk at this point. And I know that's weird to hear America being all talk, because we're not all talk when it comes to war, obviously, but we all talk when it comes to upholding values.
No, because usually when it comes to the war, it's usually about some money or something.
Resources,
You know what I'm saying? Something that we need and we ain't fucking around about.
Yeah.
And America usually gets what it wants. Shit.
And this is why everybody's scared. More and more so white people or a certain type of white people.
Yeah,
they scared because
let's clarify that.
I'm gonna clarify. Yeah. Like the ones that mainly like the ones who storm the Capitol, they do shit like this because they afraid.
Yeah.
Why? Because they think that the America that they thought they know, because they've been lied to too. They think this is what they think it is, and it's not. And so they up here like, they afraid because this look like it's falling to them. It's like, oh, this shit is over with, and it is falling, but it ain't like what y'all think.
Yeah,
it's gonna fall, and we ain't gonna be number one, but nobody's number one forever. Right. So shit fall, and we could get back, but guess what it's gonna take to get back? Doing the right shit.
Stepping aside. and letting other people take control and understand that, you have to share when you have to share power when you have a country as diverse as America is, and I will give it credit. It's one of the most diverse countries on earth.
That's part of why it got issues.
Yeah,
it's like I give it like. Look, man, having a lot of different people with different type of views and different backgrounds, it's kind of a tough thing to maintain.
Yeah,
but doing it the way y'all been doing it for as long as y'all been doing it, this is why the shit is falling apart.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Now, when y'all get off that bullshit and start to say, we need to spread this shit evenly among everybody, then that's when the shit is going to start to kick back in gear. Y'all don't even know. This shit probably wouldn't even fell apart if y'all did what y'all supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Y'all wanted to slave black people who helped build this shit, and if y'all would have included them way before, y'all don't even understand how far y'all could
ain't no
be.
telling how far this country would be.
Right.
And see that's the thing. Like, and I know it's gonna sound controversial, but white people, y'all need to step the fuck off of power. I'm sorry, y'all been the ones running the show all this time, and y'all are responsible for a lot of the problems we have. I'm not gonna sit up there and blame it all on you, but you got to understand, black people have never really had no power in this country. Yeah. No race, no people of color have really had power in America. It's all rich old white men.
Yeah, and
think about that.
They holding on for dear life too.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, it's rich old white men that run the corporations. It's mostly rich old white men that are in the Congress writing the laws. It's mostly rich old white men who are judges. It's mostly white men who enforce those laws from those rich old white men.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
the boys club.
So when you look at the power structure, when you look at the fucking power structure of America, you see little sprinkles of people of color. Little sprinkles.
Yeah,
it's like the sprinkles on the white frosting.
They got to a certain point. They were like, well, we got to bring some over here because they have,
tokenism.
So they can say, hey, we did something.
Yeah, that. Whew, I'm gonna leave that alone.
We don't have all the power.
See.
Oh shit!
I gave Malik something. I gave Malik the position.
We had a black president. Yeah, that's because that's the main thing they go to. Well, there was a black man at the helm.
He was mixed, but
he was.
He's got to be mixed.
When we get somebody that look like Hershey, that motherfucker,
I feel better.
Then we got a black president. When we got this brother. You 35. You technically, you old enough to run for president now.
But still, even with him, they was pissed off at him. They call him the devil and everything. Got so disrespectful with his wife.
Oh my God, man! I ain't gonna lie. I want to fight some of you motherfuckers calling her that, and I ain't even never met that woman. But that's a black woman, a strong black woman, and a very beautiful black woman at that. Yes. I'm not gonna go too far.
Yes, let's not do that. Let's have some respect.
I ain't gonna go that far, but she is beautiful. I'm not. It's Michelle Obama. Okay, I'm not talking about some random woman. Okay, right. I'm having enough respect for my wife. This is Michelle Obama, though.
Yeah,
we talking about an icon here. So
Mrs. Obama is beautiful.
Yeah, it's no different from when women fantasize over muscle-bound fucking Adonis giants out here. Oh, man, look at these muscles.
Hey, man,
stop looking at that nigga.
Hey, Barack, in case you just happen to see this, I'm not fantasizing about your wife at all. Well, I got a lot of respect.
I'm not fantasizing about her. I'm just giving her a compliment.
I'm saying that because you brought out the word fantasizing. That might not have been the way to go.
I got you. Definitely. Yeah. I'm in agreement and 100% with that. Oh, man. Speaking of marriage, man, like I say, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials, brother.
Yeah, man.
And all I can say, a little word of advice,
welcome it.
You guys have been together, what, 10 years?
10 years.
Okay. So you kind of like following the same path I did. We got married on our 10-year anniversary to the day.
Yeah.
And the advice I would give you with marriage is grow with her. And if you underestimating what I'm saying, I've grown more since I've been married than I was when I wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
you said y'all got married at your 10-year anniversary.
On the nose, July 29th.
So y'all already had that long relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what changed? What was the difference between having that long relationship to marriage?
What was the difference? You mean what changed once we got married?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna address what changed on. I'm gonna address what I know changed for her, and then I'll address what changed for me. What I know changed for her is that sense of security. You know, when women get married, that nobody can really ultimately feel secure.
Right.
But I know women feel more secure when you've signed on the dotted line and you've put the ring on it and you've done the process, and that they feel more secure. They feel more valued.
This is why they push for it a lot.
Yeah.
Because even being married, it ain't like a person won't cheat.
Right.
But they feel even more secure, and in their mind is it'd be less likely to happen if.
Which it is less likely to happen. Like we say, it happens, but it's less likely to happen versus you being a boyfriend and girlfriend, fiance, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know that gave her a deeper sense of security. She felt more relieved. But it doesn't end there, because you're still going to have to make sure she feels secure in terms of, just things she's go through. Some days she's going to probably feel like she's not looking great. I compliment my wife daily. Even when she put on her work clothes, I'm like always telling her how sexy she look even in her work clothes. And I'm like, and I always give her like the truth, and most dudes feel this way. They just don't say it publicly. Most dudes, they don't like it when women get all glossed up with the fake lashes and weave and the makeup.
Yeah,
most dudes don't
much.
like that shit. And I told my wife, I said, "Who y'all doing that? Y'all doing that for each other. Y'all doing that for other women. You're not doing it for guys."
Yeah, I'm very vocal about them Safalafakis.
The lashes.
Yeah. I don't like that shit.
I don't like
or
it
the color
either.
context.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And so,
or all that makeup.
yeah, that shit is terrible. I don't give a fuck
They
if you do
taking
it
on
good.
too much nowadays.
Yeah, even if you
Less is more.
Yeah,
less is great. I would rather, like for me, I would rather you didn't, because if you look great, if you look good without it, you don't need it.
What you need it for? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But, like you said, they don't. Apparently, they don't do it for us.
They don't. but see, in their mind, and I can't profess to understand how a woman thinks. No man knows how a woman thinks. Let's get this straight right now before I go any further.
Not at all.
But in their mind, they want to make themselves look beautiful. They want to look pretty.
It's for them.
It's for them
it's for
too,
them.
but it's for them and it's for other women. That's how I feel, because they are always in competition with themselves, regardless of whatever the fuck they tell you. They're gonna tell you they're not, but they always are. This is my observation, things that I've learned over the years from dealing with my wife and seeing other women in my family, working with female coworkers. They're always in competition with each other. But getting back to the marriage thing, like I say, I can't stress this enough. Grow with her. You will have growing pains when you first get married, that honeymoon period, and they call it a honeymoon period for a reason, because it's true. And I didn't understand that until I went through it myself. It's great. It's one of the best feelings in the world when you go through the honeymoon period. Whether you go on an actual honeymoon or not, it's a honeymoon period. When you first get married, you have that sense of, man, I love this person. I love this person. You know, man, you feel really good about doing it if you get married with the right intentions.
Right.
You are obviously marrying somebody you've been with, marrying somebody you love, marrying somebody you started a family with. All the same things I did.
Right.
So you getting married for the right reasons, which means your trajectory is probably going to be very similar to mine. You're going to have a great honeymoon period, and then you're going to have a period where it gets really bad. I'm being honest. It's going to get really bad, and it's going to make you question every decision you've ever made. I'm just going to be honest, because I was on the edge. You know, I was on the edge. You remember not too long. I was there. You know what I'm saying? But I had to check myself at the door, and I had to realize like it's not all on her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I had to do some self-reflection and some self-correction about myself. And like I was telling y'all off mic, and I'm gonna say it publicly. Like I was telling y'all off mic, you know, we were cooking in the kitchen yesterday. And I brought up the fact that I'm like, damn, you know, we haven't argued in a long time. He said, I'm not trying to jinx it, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't, Lord knows I don't want to, you know. I would knock on this damn table the rest of the show if I have to. But I'm saying, you know, and she told me, you know, she was like, you know, we understand each other. She had to understand me. You know, even though she's with me, you could be with a person and still not understand them. Mm-hmm. And it was the same thing for me. I had to accept her for who she is. Yeah, I know that. And people can tell you, oh, I accept you for. No, you don't. You don't really accept a person for who they are until you actually go through those bumps in the road. Yeah. Until you actually go through the tests and the trials and tribulations to really expose how deeply you really want to be with a person. You know what I'm saying? So, like you was mentioning above surface shit. When you start to touch on the mid-level, mid-tier, and below the surface things, once you get to that below the surface things, that's when you realize you're with the person you want to be with. And that's the conclusion I came to quite a while ago. But I'm saying I knew that, like, no matter what I go through with this woman, you know what I'm saying, outside of infidelity, because that's where I draw my line in the sand. Yeah. But no matter what issues, whatever problems we go through, I'm in it. We gonna work this shit out. Okay, we gonna do this. Like I said, outside of infidelity, because that's something not out. That's an act of betrayal. Yeah, that's something I don't think nobody can come back from. No matter, some people are able to weather that storm. I openly tell you, I'm not willing to do that. Yeah. You cross me like that, I can't fuck with you ever again. Period. And me and her have had this conversation. I've said, you know, I've never cheated on my wife. I have no intention to. It's not something I want to do. It's not something I'm going to do, you know. But, you know, the biggest fear in marriages and friendships, relationships, whatever have we, the biggest thing that nobody can control is growing apart. Yeah. That's people's biggest fear, because that's me and my wife's biggest fear. Mm-hmm. Growing apart from a person that you love. And that's why it's important to always put in that time, put in that work. And I don't mean that symbolically. I mean, make time. Time is more important. Time is the most important thing. Time is more important than money. I know y'all don't want to hear it. Yep. Our society capitulates to us and brainwashes us into thinking that money's the most important thing because we live in a capitalistic system which tells you money is the God. Money is your God. Money is everything. Without money, you are nothing. You are useless. You're a detriment to society. That is not true.
If you use that thing called a brain in your head, you need time to make the money.
Exactly. Yes.
So, there you go.
It's the chicken and the egg thing.
Yeah. You know? So, you know, like I said, I can't stress this enough. Just grow with her. And, you know, Kay's a good woman. She's a great woman. You know. Yeah. You gonna
shout out to sis.
Yeah. Shout out. Definitely. Them bumps in the road, they're going to be hard. They're going to be rocky. Just talk it out. You know, you guys, you in a different environment now. You're in a different space. So you got places to where, hey, look, I'm just going to come downstairs and cool off. I need to get the fuck away from you. Yeah. You know, because I'm going to be honest, that's what me and my wife do. We give each other our space. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's too. Like, I go in the room, start playing a game, or I watch TV. She be out there in the living room doing her thing. Like, we... Right. We get, but
that's needed. Yeah.
But I'm saying even even in good situations, even in good times. That's what I'm saying. Even without an argument.
Yeah. So you just need your space. I think
Yeah.
that's like, I don't know about y'all, but that always been like one of my things about marriage is like always been like so independent,
Mhm.
you know, just solo, you know, just me against the world.
Yeah.
So me having to, you know, kind of just be a teammate for the rest of my life for somebody else,
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And this is why I asked that question off mic
Mhm.
about you know, people. I believe that when people look at marriage, they have this preconceived notion about what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like it's
yeah.
supposed to be super relationship.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And like you saying, you've been independent and you're afraid of, or not afraid, but you know you gotta make a, you know, change course a little bit because now you're a teammate. But the truth is, you've been a teammate the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, while a lot of people before they get married, they think of it as a scary thing, it's really not. Because if you've been with somebody long enough already, what's really the difference?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just really continuing doing what you're already doing. Just like he said, like when you have a difference of opinion with your wife and it's heated, you want to go ahead and, you know, give each other space, which you probably was doing that before y'all got married.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think marriage is, like he said, for the woman is the, okay, I'm secure, the feeling of security. But it's also, to me, it's really nothing but, hey, legally we combine.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. Surface level. You know what I'm saying? Like this is really, we just combine, you know, on paperwork.
Yeah.
Now, deeper than that, I think it's just really just security, period.
Yeah.
And under security for everything else.
Yep.
Like, okay, I know that this person gonna be here. I know, you know what I mean? Just knowing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe wholeheartedly that's what it is. From my standpoint, it's not so much a security thing with me as it. And I'm gonna tell you, she taught me what it was. I kind of didn't figure this out on my own, and I'm not gonna take credit for it. She taught me that it's about the partnership. Everything ain't on her. Everything ain't on me.
Yeah.
We have to operate as one.
Yeah.
We have to operate together. She is the one that taught me that. I can never take credit for that. And I tell her that all the time. Just like I also tell her, and I don't care about saying it publicly, she's a better parent than me. And I told her that I told her that, period. And I said, I don't care if you use this in an argument in the future. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. Like, you're 60, I'm 40. Like, and I can honestly say that. I'm not gonna say I don't do anything for my kids. Of course not.
Why you say she the better parent?
Because she taught them things that I didn't think to teach them. She is more nurturing and caring, obviously, because she's a woman. In my mind, I just feel like she's the better parent. And when I told her that, she disagreed with me because she knows what I do as a father. But I'm just telling her from my vantage point, it's like, I'm not sucking up to you. I'm not kissing your ass. I just really think, I look at it like, you better parent here. You know what I'm saying? But she also acknowledges that she wouldn't be able to do half this shit without me in regards to the kids. And I openly tell, I wouldn't be able to do, I can't do half of what you do. I'm not even going to sit up here in front in regards to the kids. I can't do half of what you do. Yeah. If it was just B, then I'd have to figure it out. I'd have to struggle to try to, you know what I'm saying, to do, and not to say that I couldn't do it because I'm up for any challenge, but I'm saying I don't have to do that, fortunately. But I'm just telling you, as it stands, you know, as a parent, like, you know, I do my best as a father. You know what I'm saying? I'm not neglectful. I pay attention to my kids. I listen to them. I take care of them. I spend time with them. I could spend more time with them, but I have things as a father I need to work on. But I told her she's the better parent. And I'm not, shit gets thrown back in your face when y'all have arguments, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I told her. I said, look, man, but that's just how much I love my wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not going to, and that's another thing. That's the other piece of advice I would give you when you get married. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable with her. Let her know. You got something going on with your health, tell her. Yeah. Don't hide nothing from her.
I think she, if you're not doing that already, she really craving for that.
Yeah. Definitely. And that's why I say, like, most men, and I understand why most men don't want to be vulnerable with women.
Because like what you just said.
Because it's going to be thrown back in our face.
Yeah.
But see, with your wife, when you get married, it's different.
Yeah.
And I say that because it's like,
especially if you with somebody who really genuinely care about you.
Right. You get power when you become vulnerable, believe it or not. You see, in the event that it is thrown back in your face, and I'm kind of revealing a secret here, maybe I should save it for off mic.
Oh, man, give it. Share it. No, give it. Hey, man, we here to inspire, to educate, and help, help some folks.
Okay, well, in the sense of if it's thrown back in your face, the power that you get is the fact that I was brave enough to reveal this to you. I was brave enough to tell you what was really going on with me. Right. I could have concealed this from you. I'm putting my best foot forward to make sure this marriage works. Mm-hmm. I'm putting in the work. I'm not just talking. I'm doing the actual work. Right. And for you to take that and throw that back in my face, maybe you're the one that's not prepared for this. Mm. Maybe you're the one that's not ready. Maybe you're the one that's not ready to take that next step to the next level for us to be able to grow and mature and be together. You see, when you flip that back on them, they ain't gonna have no response for that.
Oh, I say, I word it like this, not flip back on them. Put them on to what's really the deal.
Exactly.
Hold the mirror up.
And that's all it is, because that's really what marriage is about. You guys got to hold each other accountable, but you have to do it in a respectful manner. Yeah. Like, I would never put my wife on blast publicly. I don't put her on blast in the house. Right. I tell her about herself, but you know you guys know how me and my wife talk to each other. You see how I talk to my wife. You niggas be like, well, how the fuck you be getting away with that shit? It's like, it's not that I'm getting away with it. It's just, this is how I always been. Yeah. And she know this is how I talk.
And when I see y'all have y'all exchanges, it's not that it's like, I'm like, how you get away with it? I know some people got their own thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It just be shocking me how y'all saying to each other. But I quickly just was like, I got it. Because I always understand, man. See, it's not a cookie cutter. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody got their own thing. Yeah. They figure out their own thing. And theirs is just, they brutally honest with each other. And that probably helps a lot. You know what I'm saying? It does. Because she ain't got to pull teeth to understand what he feeling or what he thinking. Yeah. And he ain't got to do the same.
That's, man, you touched on it so well there, brother. That's what I meant. That's kind of where I was coming from with the don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Yeah. Because, and I know every situation is different, but that applies kind of on a basic level. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable, because again, if you're not getting married to stay with this person for the rest of your days, I don't know what the fuck you're getting married for. I'm not saying you personally, but I'm just saying in general, if you're getting married for the wrong fucking reasons, then you shouldn't be getting married. Right. Okay. So, just being there for each other, just being to be her peace and for her to be your peace. The peace is important. Important. We know the older that we get, peace is very important.
Very important. Very much so.
And so my wife gives me my peace. Yeah. She does. And in the beginning, it's going to be great. But when you hit them bumps in the road, just look at it. It's just that. You're just going over a pothole. It's not no big crater. It's not no big ditch. Long as nothing serious, nothing major. Like I say, like my red line is infidelity. Yeah. Like, most of the other shit behind that, we can kind of get past most of these issues, most of anything. But once you cross that line, I can't. That's a red line in the sand for me. So I'm pretty sure it's like that for most men and women. You know what I'm saying? just continue to give her the respect she deserves. Continue to support her. She's going to continue to support you. Just have each other's back and know and look at it and view it the way, because it is this way. It's just you two against the world. Yeah. Because that's how me and my wife see shit. And not just how we see shit. That's how it really is for us. It is. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to go into detail about that. But my wife knows what I'm talking about. It's me and her against everybody and everything. Yeah. Every obstacle that come our way. We have to navigate and power through that. Together. Nobody is going to save us but us. Yeah. And that's how it's got to be. So, you know, you two got good heads on your shoulders. Y'all are more than capable of making this work. Obviously, I have all the faith in the world in you guys, and I can't tell you how happy I am for y'all. I've been waiting on this shit. Like Kay been waiting on this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
man, we knew it was coming. Yeah, to me, it always made sense. Like I'm like, you know, this is who my guy is gonna be. I just knew it. You know what I mean? Like, man, this is, y'all click. Y'all just click.
Yeah,
good fit. Yeah,
y'all click. Exactly. Man. Yeah, I got a beautiful daughter who looked like. She looked like both of y'all now that I look at her. Because at first she was looking just like you. Yeah. And then I'm like, hey man, I see a little bit of Kay in her. Wait a minute, she looked like Kay in this picture. Like, oh, wait a minute, she's a chameleon. She looked like both of y'all.
Yeah, she just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Just turned 10.
Yeah. You got a 10-year-old.
10-year-old.
Wait till you get a 13-year-old. Oh, man. Yeah. Well, you ain't going to have to deal with what I deal with. I have a 13-year-old boy. So you're gonna get to
worse,
the
he gonna have to pull the opposite.
Well, me and my son have actually grown closer.
Yeah.
As of late, from the off mic thing we talked about.
Yeah.
We've grown closer since then. Yeah. And it's been a lot better. You know what I'm saying? Than how it's been. He's been correcting his situation, and he seems to be listening to what I'm trying to explain to him. And because I explain, I'm like, I'm not telling you nothing wrong, man. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you what you need to hear. I'm trying to give you the game. I'm trying to give you the keys. You don't want the keys? Hey, man, go ahead and bump your head. Right. You figure it out.
You need these keys to unlock these doors.
You need these keys, though. That's it. Yeah, and I always tell him personally, because and it's weird. I don't really have these conversations with my youngest son, which he's 11. You know what I'm saying? They're only 2.5 years apart. But he kind of knows a lot of this shit already. Yeah. And I'm like, I kind of don't have to talk to him about some of this shit. And it's weird that the younger brother kind of knows more. I mean, I'm still going to talk to him about it.
He's a little more wise and mature.
Yeah, he is. And that's not to talk bad about my, obviously, but he's a little more mature.
Everybody got their own, pace.
Yeah, that's it. And so, we've grown closer and everything. So, man, you're going to get there before me as far as in the daughter department. My daughter's about to turn 5. So, I got a long time for you to become teenagers. So, and I ain't ready for that either. Boys and all this bullshit. And I was like, I got guns. I'm staying with guns in the house. Yeah. Come on. And you do too, nigga.
Absolutely. Listen, man.
Listen,
man. Any day, man. She show up at the door. All 3 was at the door.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
What's going on?
This is Bad Boys 14. Right. All right.
What you doing over here, little nigga?
Ludicrous looking motherfucker.
Oh man. But yeah, man, it's regardless of because we probably not gonna have time to get to our 4th one. We could table that for next week.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one next week.
Right.
But family and life and time, all that stuff is important, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With all the stuff that's going on in this world,
definitely needs to be prioritized.
I couldn't have said it no better, brother. Yeah. It just does. And and I also say this, whatever issues people may have with people, actually weigh it against what's really going on out here in the world.
Right. Yeah.
Because sometimes things can be trivial and petty. And I say this in my own life. And I'm pretending the things I got going on with family members. I'm like, they ain't got to be mad at you for, you pulled some fuck shit. But I can let that go. Yeah, because I'm weighing my options. Like, you still family. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like, what's really important here?
Exactly.
Our time is limited on this earth.
Exactly.
I made a stat this week on Facebook. And I said that people argue about the dumbest shit that in the end it really don't even matter.
Yeah.
I could agree more.
You know,
Yeah,
it don't even matter, dog.
with the way that was going on,
with all this these last couple of years, like
it's little shit, small potatoes, as they say.
Yeah. It really kind of opened your eyes to like what's important.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
you just, I got a philosophy. My philosophy is I don't give a fuck.
You've been very clear about that.
But I gotta explain the philosophy though for people who don't know. See, when I say I don't give a fuck, it's not meaning that I don't give a fuck about anything at all. It's about choosing your battle.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about shit that don't matter.
Yeah.
So everything that do matter, I do give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
you got to choose your battles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you do that, I swear to you, listen, man, I wouldn't even tell you no lie. I wouldn't try to put you, I won't put you on the wrong path. Look, when you do this, you will be less stressed out about shit, less worried about shit. You know, things that people be trying to trick you off your shit, trick you off your path, get you off your square, they can't even do it. Because when they hit you with the bullshit and you gonna know it's bullshit, you can say, man, I don't give a fuck about that shit. And that disarms them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You take the power away from them. Definitely.
So you can go ahead and go about your business and do what's important, worry about things that's important. Hey, man, follow my philosophy, man.
Yeah, wise words.
we gonna end the show off them wise words right there. You know, that's a message that needs to be heard and be perceived by
I got
many.
a book covered too. For real. My girl gave me a title. I'm running with that shit.
Oh, I look forward to it, brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to figure
Got
it out.
self-narrated though, you know.
Hell yeah, I might do an audio book.
Well, we're gonna bid you all adieu because we have class. Nah, man, we gonna see y'all niggas next week. Y'all be safe out here.
Yeah, feels good to be back.
It definitely does. Y'all be safe. You know, avoid the pandemic shit. You know, mask up, don't mask up, whatever. Just be safe and try not to be so glued to this fucking corporate media news that all they doing is here to scare you and drive your blood pressure up. You know, watch it, stay informed, but don't let it dominate your psyche. Don't let it dominate your mind to where that's all you thinking about. Because here's the thing. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
And ain't shit you can do about it, okay? We all gonna go. You don't know when. You don't know how. It's gonna happen. So what's the point of stressing about it? You know what I mean?
Right.
If they gonna launch a nuke and drop a bomb, well, we fucked anyway. We ain't got no bunker.
Can't do shit about that.
And even if you did get a bunker, what? You got supplies in that bitch to last you, 5 years? Okay, what happens after that?
Pretty much the option is die fast or die slow. So
Listen, man, nobody's gonna make it out alive.
Ain't none of us making it out this bitch. So
If you mess with my guy, point him to because I got some questions.
I need that
answers.
fountain of youth and that ultimate serum, that life serum. Nope, that sounded wrong. I take that back. Edit that out. I don't need no life serum. That shit sounded terrible.
We come with life, sir.
I'm done. Y'all have a good week, man. I'm out of here. Peace.
Peace.